This advising module, we are going to walk you through reviewing your degree works. This is really critical to do each semester to ensure that you are making progress towards your graduation requirements. So go ahead and grab a device, pull up degree works on that device. A computer or tablet is often a little bit easier to use, but a phone can work for this purpose. We are going to systematically work through each section that you have in your degree works. So the first section you will see is your LSP essential skills. You want to ask yourself, do I have this complete, or do I have a plan to complete these requirements? So is everything checkmarked green, or perhaps you're missing one class, for example, public speaking, and do you have a plan? Do you know when you are going to take that course? You and your advisor may have discussed that when you created your major plan of study, which outlines what you're planning to take each semester throughout your Truman program. The next section is your LSP modes of inquiry. You want to see, do I have this complete, or do I have a plan to complete this? Do I have everything accounted for in my major plan of study that my advisor and I worked out? You should have a copy of your major plan of study after having met with your advisor. If you do not have that sheet, then you should check with your advisor to see if they can get you a copy, or perhaps you and your advisor decided to put a 4-year plan on degree works, and that also works as well. The interconnecting perspectives is the next section of degree works. And you want to see and double check, do I have all of these requirements met, and or do I have a plan to meet these requirements? Every once in a while we'll have a student who is missing that interconnecting perspective requirement, and you don't want to hold that back for graduation for you. Part of the interconnecting perspectives is the writing enhanced courses, and it's good to think about this as GINS +2. So GINS is a writing enhanced course, and you have to take that for graduation. And then you also need 2 additional writing enhanced courses aside from the GINS course. You do have the opportunity to complete both of these writing enhanced courses through our department if you would like. Clinical Practice CMDS 480 is a writing enhanced course, and the CMDS Capstone 489 is also writing enhanced. So you could elect to take both of these, or you might complete a writing enhanced course somewhere else in the curriculum that you choose. You can take a second GINS course to count as one of those writing enhanced courses. Sometimes this is a question that students will have. What is important for you to know is that students who have yet to take a GINS course, who have not taken their GINS course, will have first priority for seats in a GINS course. So if you enrolled in, let's say, GINS 333, and you're wanting to take that, you've already completed another GINS course, and now you're wanting to take a second GINS course as a writing enhanced course towards your degree completion. If that course is full and another student is needing a GINS course and needs a seat in that course, you could potentially be bumped out of that GINS course. So just keep that in mind. It is a possibility, but you don't have first priority if you've already completed a GINS course. Check to see if your Missouri statute requirement is complete, or if you have a plan to complete that. We have an online 1-credit option that we offer at Truman, so that's fairly easy to pick up. There are also some other courses that have the Missouri statute embedded within the courses. Then you want to look at your BA, BS required support. So you either have a BA selected or a BS, a Bachelor of Arts or a Bachelor of Science. You want to make sure that the one that is selected and showing up in degree works is actually the degree that you are planning to complete. If not, you can switch between the BA or the BS using the TrueView interface, and you can check with your advisor about how to do that. Ideally, we want to have your BA or BS required support finished by about your last year on campus. You might have a course or 2 that you are completing your senior year, and that's okay. You and your advisor have hopefully discussed this and have a plan as to how you are going to complete those different requirements. Now, if you have a minor, You want to check out and see how you are doing on pursuing and completing that minor. Also see, is the correct minor listed in degree works, because sometimes we might have a minor or multiple minors listed that are artifacts from when we initially applied to Truman, and maybe now we have changed our mind. Again, that can be updated in the TrueView interface. All of your CMDS major courses are automatically populated into DegreeWorks, and you should have a concrete plan as to how you are going to complete those courses. You and your advisor have hopefully discussed that. You also want to check each semester this upper level courses section on DegreeWorks. This is frequently overlooked by students, and you just want to keep tabs on this. In order to graduate with a degree from Truman, you have to have at least 40 credits that are 3 or 4 or 500 level courses, so 300 and up. Any of the disciplines count. So your GINS course is a 300 level course. That course will count towards this 40 credit requirement. Of course, your CMDS courses that are 300 level and above will count, but you just want to make sure that you are making good progress towards this upper level courses requirement so that you do not fall short by the time you graduate. You also want to check and see and think about, am I missing any classes that I think I should have credit for? Perhaps you have some transfer credit that you completed, and maybe it hasn't been added to your transcript yet. You always need to contact the home institution wherever you completed that transfer credit and have them send a transcript or verification of that credit to Truman, to our registrar's office. And then our registrar's office will add that credit to the system. You can check with our registrar's office to confirm whether they received the transcript. Some home institutions are wonderful about sending transcripts and do so in a very timely manner. Other institutions are not very on top of this, and you may have to request a transcript multiple times before Truman's registrar's office finally receives that transcript. You want all of the transfer credit on your system, on DegreeWorks, and showing up on your transcript correctly by junior year. You don't want to head into your senior year or final semester and still be missing credit, and that ending up being like a hiccup for you to graduate. You also can consider this from a different perspective. And when you think about, am I missing classes that I think I should have credit for? Sometimes DegreeWorks just doesn't populate all the courses as we would expect. So for example, perhaps your freshman year, you took a biology course, Biology 107 here at Truman, that is a higher level course than Biology 100. Maybe that Biology 107 course is not populating in to fulfill your required support for the life science requirement with our major. If that's the case, you can talk with your advisor and see, this course that I took in the past, are we able to submit a substitution form so that it can count for this requirement? And depending on what the course is, sometimes we are able to submit that substitution form. Other times we're not, but it's definitely worth a conversation with your advisor to explore and find out if that could be the case. Now, we also want to think through and make sure that you have a clear understanding of how many credits you have left to graduation and how many credits on average you need to take each semester. So we're going to walk through an example here, but you want to think through and adjust this to your own scenario, which is going to be however many semesters you have from right now up until graduation. So at the top right-hand corner of the DegreeWorks main page, you can see a small banner of information that you see copied and pasted here that shows your catalog term, your GPA, the credits required, and the credits applied. So we're going to use this information. We require 123 credit hours to be completed for the CMDS major in order to graduate. What you want to look and see is, for those credit hours that are applied, how are you doing? Some of you may be on a typical 4-year track, planning to graduate in May after 4 years of an undergraduate degree. Some of you might be planning to graduate in December, 1 semester early, which would be the fall of your senior year. So right now, think about which semester are we currently in. Like if you are right now in the fall semester getting ready to register for the spring, you're going to look at our fall semester column over here and think about whether you're a second year sophomore track or a third year junior track, and then find below each of those designations what your graduation plan is. Are you planning to graduate in the fall of your senior year or the spring of your senior year? And then you'll see an associated number, a range of credits that should be applied at this point in degree work. So if you're looking at your degree works and you are a sophomore, it's currently the fall semester, and you're planning to graduate in December of your senior year, you should see 45 to 60 credits that are applied when you look at the degree works banner. Now, if it's currently the spring semester right now and you are getting ready to enroll for a fall semester, you're going to look at the right-hand column here. Again, locate if you are a sophomore second year or a third year junior, and then determine what your graduation plan is. If you're planning to graduate in December or in May, the fall or the spring, and double check to see that the credit hours that are appearing as applied in degree works are indeed correct within this range so that you are on track for graduation. That's basically what we want to make sure, right? We want to make sure that you are on track for graduation each semester as you enroll in courses. So now return to the top right-hand corner of the degree works banner. Look to see how many credits are required, 123, and then how many credits you have applied. We're going to do a little bit of math. If you want to grab a scrap sheet of paper, this might help. Label for your credits required, label that as A. A equals a certain number of credits, and then credits applied, B equals whatever credits are showing up in your degree works. And then we're going to solve and figure out C and D through our calculation here. So you're going to take the credits required, which is A, 123, and you're going to subtract the credits that are applied currently as of this semester from that total, from the required credits total. And you'll come up with a number, C. This is the credits that this is the number of credits that you still need to have in order to graduate. Now you can take that number, the credits that you still need to earn in order to graduate, and divide that by the number of semesters that you still have left to complete, not including this current semester, but the future semesters. And that will give you an idea of how many credits you need to be enrolled in on average in order to maintain good pace towards graduation. So using our example here, just to illustrate this idea, we're taking in the A spot, we have 123 credits that are required for the CMDS major. This particular student sitting here right now this semester heading into into enrollment has 77.5 credits that are applied to the system. So when we subtract that from 123, we end up with 45.5 credits that this student needs to complete in order to graduate. This particular student is in the fall of their junior year, so they still have spring of junior year, fall of senior year, and then spring of senior year. So 3 more semesters to complete. So if we take 45.5, divide that by 3 more semesters that are left to complete, we end up with right about 15 credit hours per semester that this student would need to take and enroll in order to maintain progress towards graduation and graduate on time. So this is always good for yourself to check every single semester and make sure that you are on track and not falling behind. And if you do fall a bit behind in the credits that you're acquiring, maybe you pick up a summer course or something along those lines. You can check in with your advisor. Common other questions that students will have are questions about changing our schedules and dropping courses. So you can absolutely change your schedule depending on the point in the semester. This might be a little bit easier or more difficult. We strongly encourage you to communicate with your advisor if you're thinking about changing your schedule, or if certain courses become unavailable that perhaps you and your advisor had planned on you taking, let your advisor know and be in communication with them about that. work together with your advisor to ensure that you are meeting those graduation requirements and any other goals that you have, like completing a minor. Ultimately, though, it is your responsibility as a student to ensure that you are meeting graduation requirements. The buck stops with you. It is your responsibility to make sure that you have all those boxes check marked and that you have completed every requirement. As the university, we provide you with an advisor to help guide you and help think through the decisions that you're making, but ultimately they are your decisions and it is your responsibility. So along those same lines, I would just like to remind you that we do have the catalog, catalog.truman.edu. This is the final word for all graduation requirements. DegreeWorks is a wonderful tool. Occasionally it has little glitches. 98% of the time it's fine, but occasionally there's a little glitch. And so when it comes to double checking if you are completing graduation requirements, you can always refer back to the catalog. To find out our specific CMDS requirements, you go to catalog.truman.edu, which you see here. You click on academic programs, and then you'll see a list here of all the baccalaureate programs. Here's communication disorders BA and a communication disorders BS. If you click on either one of those, whichever one you are planning to pursue, it lists information about the degree. And then as you scroll down, it will explain all of the different degree requirements, the courses that you need to have completed, the required support, and also the required GPA and all of that important information. So if you ever have questions about what graduation requirements there are that you need to complete, the catalog is the end-all be-all place to go. As your advisors, we also like to remind you that dropping a course can really impact your graduation plan, especially the farther along in your Truman career that you are. So before you drop a course, we strongly encourage you to make an appointment, at least to see your advisor, but ideally also the instructor. See if the instructor has any ideas or suggestions as to how you can improve your performance or make it through the course. Instructors have taught courses, in most cases they've taught courses many times, and they might have some really great insight. But at minimum, talk with your advisor before you drop a course. You don't want to jeopardize your GPA or your graduation time frame simply because you didn't know what all your choices were when you made the decision. So come see us as your advisors. We're happy to talk through different options and figure out what works best for you. There are other options besides dropping a course. You can always meet with the instructor. You can meet with us as your advisor. We might be able to support you with ideas that relate to your study strategies, time management, stress management, sleep, physical health, physical well-being. There might be an opportunity to take the course as credit, no credit, depending on what the course is and how it is being counted in your degree requirements and degree completion. There might also be a reason for us to consider an incomplete status for a course. And occasionally, for some students, a full withdrawal from the semester is in their best interest because of factors that are happening in their life, perhaps beyond their control. We can walk through all of these different options with you and figure out what is truly the best. And also, of course, just dropping the course is always an option. We do have CMDS study hall if you have concerns specific to a CMDS course or other courses that are part of our required support. And don't forget, we have resources here on campus. The Center for Academic Excellence offers master tutors, and they are a wonderful resource for refining your study strategies and time management. University counseling services, you can meet with counselors. They also have online workshops that cover topics such as anxiety and resilience, a number of great resources there. So, meet with your advisor, explore what resources would benefit you in your particular situation. If you already dropped a course, go ahead and contact your advisor to let them know, see what adjustments might need to be made to your plan of study or your graduation timeline. Just make sure that you are in communication. Again, that idea that graduation is your responsibility. We already looked at catalog.truman.edu. You have your academic advisor to support you in making progress towards graduation. The registrar's office is also a wonderful resource. If you have questions about degree requirements, you can always reach out to them. As always, if you have any questions related to your degree works, to graduation, to our degree requirements, anything along those lines, please reach out to your advisor. That is precisely why we're here. We are here to help guide you and support you throughout your degree completion at Truman.